Okay, in today's video we're going to be repairing this 2011 Chevy Malibu. It was involved in a side swipe accident. The running joke is drive it like you stole it. My mother-in-law hit a parked car, and when she took it back to where she's living at the senior center, the word there was that this car was stolen, so the police left a note on the windshield for someone to call them about it, which I did and explained it was not stolen. So today we are going to start the repair. I already took off the panel on the inside of the driver's door. I did not make a video of that. We're going to start with this panel here. That's the spare fender that I picked up at the junkyard. I could not find the right color without having to drive 100 miles, so that's going to get painted. The two doors, which I'll show you later, are an exact match color. So let's get started here. So I've already taken off the interior on this driver's door. I did not make a video of it, but it's fairly simple. We are going to remove the panel from the rear. It's going to be very similar, so we'll get into that right now. Okay, so in the rear door is this little piece of rubber. I used this pick here and just picked it out, and then you'll see two Torx bolts, and they are 25, so I'm going to remove those two. Then I'm going to come down to here on the side of the door, and there's 1, 2. I'm going to use this to pry that out, some type of pin, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the two Torx are out, and these are the push pins on the side of the door here. I left this window up. I'm going to probably try to get the glass out at some point, and I'm going to just put everything back in here for now. This tray comes out, and then there's a connector here for the power window. I'll take that off next. Okay, so on the brown part, I'm going to push this in and pull that out. And of course everything went fine, but it's all right here, so I'm still going to keep everything in here. So that's that. There is a bolt in here. Took this off underneath the latch. I'm guessing it's number 10. Okay, so what you're going to do is take your needle nose and you're going to squeeze that together, and it will come out like that. And the cable gets pulled up through the slot, then the ball comes out. So that's what it looks like. You're going to squeeze this together, pull it out, and then you can get the cable out, and then the cable will come out of here. So the reverse is going to be like this, and you're going to pull this down past here and then snap it in like that. So squeeze, pull this out of here, get the cable out, and then the ball comes out of this part. Okay, so I peeled this back just to see what's going on, but I don't think I need to deal with any of this right now unless I want to save these motors for spares. So I pried this out and then I pushed on this and this snapped out. So this is, I guess, going to be my main connector. So I think if I just disconnect here, then I don't have to worry about this. Is just going to stay with the door for now, and the other door should have this on. So I'll put this back in here for now. Yeah, so I'm going to use my 10mm speed wrench on these. I think I'm going to put a crate or somehow stabilize this door since I'm taking this off by myself. Hoping to have some help when I put the new one on. Grab the handle. I'm going to hold it here, but grab it there and then okay, so the new door is on. It took 3 of us. I sat here and got the bolts started while my buddy Mark and my kid Shelby held the door. This latch was hung up inside the door, so we closed it, bolted this, and then opened it, and now I believe it's working. So now we're gonna put the interior back on. And that's the new door, in much better shape than the old door. Okay, so the new door is on. It did take 3 of us, 2 to hold and me to do the bolts. But the existing door panel is on the new door, what I'm calling a new door. Opens and closes perfect, no adjustment or alignment needed. The front door is just as nice as this door, but I need to get this fender off, get the junkyard fender painted, because this door will not open and close without hitting the fender. So I don't want to put the new door on yet, so that'll be another day. Alright, stay tuned. Okay, we're starting on this car. I did not take video at the junkyard. All these bolts are 10mm, and then there's some push pins here. We're gonna get these all out, put them in a baggie, mark them, get this off, and start getting into this. We gotta get this back, get the headlight out to get to the fender bolts. Okay, this one's different. It's got like a rubber isolator, or some kind of isolator. So there's one here. Most likely this one's gonna be different. Make a note of that. Alright, so the bolts and the push pins are out. This comes off. There's a fender bolt there. Looks like we're missing something. It's missing on both sides. Anyhow, from memory, this headlight has to come out. There's bolts and stuff behind there to hold the fender on. We gotta peel this back somehow, so I'm gonna slowly work at it. Okay, so I'm gonna take off this wheel well liner. Got some screws, some push pins all the way around, so I'm gonna pull these off and then get to the actual bolts that hold the headlight and the front bumper and the fender on. So what we're looking at to replace this fender here, which is being painted, and this door, which I have a replacement for. I'm going to start with these two bolts. They're 7mm, and then take out the push pins. Underneath the front bumper, 7mm bolt, push pin, and another 7mm bolt, screw bolt. These need to come off. Okay, so the liner's out. Some of these I call them tree tops, broke. And there was one up here hidden that needs to come out. The ones under the bumper, like I mentioned, another one here, another one there, a few up top. So now that's out. I can get access to fender bolts, which are a few of them up here, to get this headlight out, which wasn't easy at the junkyard, but work our way through it. Okay, back up top, I got these bolts taken out, and this bolt, and then you have to pry on this rubber bumper part and it'll separate. And down in there, in this back side here, this horrible sunshine, there's at least one bolt, or not, maybe two. I have to get an open end wrench in there. It's a 10mm bolt, which I believe holds the bumper to the fender. This is not gonna come on. I got it moving. Okay, so there's two 10mm underneath here, and one of them holds this bumper on. So once those two bolts are out, I can peel this back to get access to that front one a little bit better. It still seems solid, so there's got to be, yeah, so looks like I got everything. Although this one probably needs to come out. It's part of the fender also. 10mm. These are all 10mm bolt heads. Okay, so there's 3 bolts up in this area that need to come out. And then once you can pull this back, I can see the bolt that holds the headlight in, so I'm going to take that out next. Okay, so when I took out this headlight bolt here, I'm able to peel everything back, and there's another bolt in there that holds the fender on, and then there's one up front here, but now I'm able to pull this back, peel this back, and get in there. So I think I got 2 more bolts to go. Everything so far is 10mm. Okay, this front bolt here is a 10mm, and I had to use a deep socket on it. That holds the fender to the body. It's coming out now. Okay, so now I'm going to disconnect the headlight, so I'm just making note. I got a green connector here, side marker light here, and a blue here. Just going to get it disconnected so it's out of the way. Just a note that the wire gets tucked inside here. Okay, so with the headlight out of the way, it looks like there's a bolt here and a bracket here, so I guess there's 2 ways to take it off. I don't think the other fender has this bracket, so I'm going to take it off here at this bolt, 10mm. Another 10mm bolt. I'm using a ratchet wrench in here, and I'm able to so far get a bite on it. The one at the junkyard, I did have to take this off because I'm going to try to avoid to do that, but we'll see. But there is another 10 millimeter in here. This rubber is kind of fragile. I probably could peel this back and get in there, but I'm going to try this first. Okay, I was able to get this 10 millimeter out using the ratchet wrench, and then I can peel this back now to get in here. I can't get the door all the way open, but now I can see this a little better. I think I can get the ratchet in here in between these two pieces, but I was able to peel everything. So I got this bolt holding it on, and there's one that stripped out on the bottom. I'll see how I can get that out. Okay, I was able to get that out with this ratchet in between these two pieces here. Had it not been bent up, I could have just opened the door to get to it. So now I got one more on the bottom that's stripped out, but I think I can either slide it out or bend it out. Okay, so I had to peel this felt back. There's one more bolt right here. This one actually looks bigger than a 10 millimeter. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out next. Okay, so the fender's off. I don't know, it took like 45 minutes maybe. I had to pry and bend and break. There's a bolt stuck in the bottom of this rocker. It's just spinning out, so I'm going to either eliminate it. There's two that hold the fender on. I think one will be sufficient. I'll go ahead and grind that out later. Now I have easy access to the bolt holes for the door, so I think that's my next move until the fender gets painted. Okay, so this is the old driver's door, and I'm taking it apart. I've taken out the speaker, the power motor for the window, I'm going to keep all the bolts in a bag marked passenger door. To the main connector here on the body, so this gets pulled out of that square hole, and then there's this latch here, which I'm going to have to set the phone down. You flip this up and then this will disconnect. I'll take off the latch. Some of this molding I might keep. Basically whatever I can get off. The airbag sensor. And then I'll take this to the scrapyard. Okay, so the airbag sensor is removed. Yeah, I also disconnected the battery, both the negative and the positive. I got all these wiring loose. I'm going to take off, these were torque heads. These are also Torx on this latch. I'm going to take these three out, see what's going on in here, see if I can keep this thing. So it's coming along real nice. I'll get all the wiring out and then disconnect the door. Okay, so I want to save these chrome handles. My father-in-law bought these after he bought the car, which they look good with the chrome wheels. So there's either a Torx, if it was an OEM handle, it would be a Torx bit. There's an 8mm bolt head in here, which I removed, and then that allows you to pop this part out. And then I may need two hands, but you pull the handle out. You just open it, pull it back. So now that's out, and I can save that stuff. And I'm gonna take off this. I don't know what else, whatever's left in here I'm gonna take out just in case. I'm gonna try and get this chrome strip off, and that should do it, other than the wiring and this this door latch. Should come out now. It's connected to something up top here, so looks like it's some type of hook here. So there's something else I need to figure out. Okay, so this chrome piece is riveted on, so it's going to stay on. I've gutted this door, all the wiring, everything pretty much taken out of it. This is what I got out of there: speaker, trim, the motor, rubber gasketing, the wiring harness, the glass, the handle. I'll put all these parts in a bag and mark them. Driver or passenger side door. It's pretty amazing. The junkyard door, I think I paid $125, which didn't need painted and was in great shape. Plus, when you think about all that's inside here, I can just imagine what a piece of glass costs, or this motor mechanism for the window probably costs just as much as the whole door. So everything's out. I'm going to go ahead and remove the door. I'll take it to the scrapyard and hang the new used door when I can get some help. Okay, so getting ready to take the door off. These are 10mm nuts, two 10mm bolts, and two 10mm bolts down here. I'm going to go ahead and start loosening them up. Gotta leave the door latch. Don't think the new door came with one. Just a note that all the wiring that was inside the door had to come out this way. There was no way to pull that big square connector through this round hole here, so everything came out that way. This is what I guess I'd call this a striker latch. Keeps the door from flying all the way open. 10mm bolt where my thumb is, two 10mm nuts, and then this has to go through the door that way, and at the very end you need to turn it to get it through. I may need this. I'm not sure if the other door has it or not. I'm going to go ahead and loosen the four 10mm bolts that hold this door on, and I should be able to take it off myself, but putting a new one on with all the stuff in it, I'll get a hand. Okay, so the other door is hung. I've got the 4 bolts holding the door on the hinge, and I'm reattaching this strike latch mechanism. I had to take it out and actually pull it out by hand to stretch it out. Then I was able to slowly close the door and get the bolt started. I'm tightening that up. I had to take the speaker out to get my hand up in there to remove this, and had to take it out of the door so I could expand it until it locked in place and put it back in the door. For some reason I couldn't pull it out when it was in the door. Okay, door's on, door panel is on, door closes nicely, battery's hooked back up. Window works. Mirror works. Okay, so the fender's painted. My friend Ron Meister did it for me. I'm going to go ahead and start bolting it back on, putting the headlight back in, putting the wheel well, splash guards, etc. Turned out real nice. Thanks, Ron. Okay, so on the assembly, first I put the headlight in. There's going to be a bolt right here where my finger is, and I've already snugged down. There's a bolt down here where my finger is. So I got that started to get the headlight in, and then there's this nut, if you remember, on the back side. This nut goes here, ties in the rad support, and it's on this fender bracket. So then back to here, I have a bolt that goes in here through this bumper part, and then this will snap in place. but I'm going to go ahead and put this bolt in for the headlight, secure that. Go ahead and connect this. I got the bottom hooked into the two bolts. They're not tight yet, and I got this bolt somewhat in from the opposite side, and up top there's another bolt also coming in from the door side, and then this bolt up here, here, and here. There will be a bolt here that ties in the bumper. Okay, so the fender's back on. I have the felt piece back in there, and there's the wheel well that's going to go back in last. I'm in the process of putting all these bolts back in, and actually two of them tie directly into the fender, that corner and this corner. So yeah, it looks way better. Again, shout out to Ron for painting the fender. Two doors I got at the junkyard, polished them up, and it's good to go. Okay, so the wheel well is in. Bunch of Christmas tree push pins, a few 7mm bolts. So it's all back together. Looks pretty good. Thanks for watching. This is Mr. Bill.